JP, I know your name is John Paul, but I'm going to call you JP because that's what everybody else calls you. Tell us the anatomy of the warrant. How does that come in from the outside? It's at the close of the police investigation. Is that correct?
That's correct. So the police go out and do their investigating. Someone's made a call that a crime allegedly has occurred. The police department or sheriff's department goes out and investigates the crime. They write a report, they gather all their evidence, and then they bring it to our office in the warrants division. I then take a look at that evidence, meaning the police reports, the witness statements, the digital evidence, the videos, all the videos that we see these days, and then I make a decision, is there enough there to charge that person with the crime that the law enforcement agency is asking for? If there is, then I sign the warrant, give it back to the police department or the sheriff's office. They then take it to the judge, who they swear to the warrant in front of the judge saying that this is all true, and a warrant is issued for the arrest of that person.
And that opens up a file then with the court. We have a file here in our office, and then the one that is charged now at this point gets notification that charges have been levied or they're in custody already.
Or they're in custody already, that's correct.
And if they're in custody, the judge has to set a bond.
That's correct.
At that point. There's this warrant appeal division. Can you tell us a little bit about the warrant appeal division?
Sure. So once I review all the reports and all the evidence on a certain case, if I don't believe there's enough evidence there to charge, I will deny it. And if I deny it, it doesn't end right there. It goes back to the law enforcement agency that submitted the warrant. So they will see that I made a decision to deny their request to charge somebody with a particular crime. If I've done that, you're probably going to have some unhappy people, meaning either the victim of the crime or the officer in charge is going to think that, well, why didn't JP Hunt authorize this charge? There's enough there. So if that's the case, then they can contact our office. We have a warrant appeals board, which is consisted of 4 assistant prosecuting attorneys.
Independent of your warrant division.
Independent of my warrant division, of our warrants division. They do not know who made the decision initially. They're looking at it blind. They each go through the case and they come up with the decision as to whether or not they would have charged the case based on the same evidence that I looked at. And if 3 of the 4 believe that it should have been charged, then charges are authorized.
Look, you wouldn't sign a warrant, and that's why this is so critical, unless you could make the elements of the crime and make it stick, which means if I don't see an element that's not there, I can't charge something I can't prove.
That's correct.
And if we go through a whole process in looking at everything and make that determination, we know we're going to still contemplate whether or not that warrant should issue, because we ruin people's lives if we just nilly-willy just charge people. We could ruin their family life. We can ruin a history of a business or anything that goes along with their being. And I always told you since the day that you were made chief in this office, and you take that very seriously, being a former police officer and everything, as well as your unit with another former police officer, look, we need to make darn sure that before we charge that we have all the elements. Otherwise, we're not doing what we need to do for the public, correct?
That's correct.
And I know that one of your other assistants that's down there has had almost 25 years experience in this business. That warrant division is vital, it's critical, it's the absolute initial stages of the criminal prosecution of an individual.
You know, something else that the public probably should know is that here in the office, not only with you having a former defense background, we have assistant prosecuting attorneys here that have defense backgrounds. You know, my father was an attorney and he was a defense attorney. So at the end of the day, it's about getting the decision right, because it's very serious when someone's charged with a crime. You're right, you don't take that lightly. There are consequences when someone's charged with a crime, and I'm certainly not going to sign my name to anything unless the evidence is there to support it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, most importantly, for your hard work and dedication to the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office.
Thank you.